Well, we're back again. You are listening to Low on the Listen to Low show. Remember I said once, I'm going to say it again. 2 ears, 1 mouth. You never know what you might miss when you're listening to Low. The Listen to Low is brought to you by Sweet Fire Production. And make sure you understand, the production is done every week so you can be impacted. So you can listen to words of wisdom, words that are put into me by the God himself. I knew my purpose. I knew my journey. I knew my destiny in high school. I knew that I have a guidance that I have to stay down the straight path. I knew I had to guide others the way God intended for me to do. I never forget one time my grandmother said to me, look up in the air before you make a choice. Look up in the air before you speak. Look up in the air before you decide to make that ultimate decision that can change your life. But you also got to look up in the air when you decide to speak, because that decision, that choice, them words can change others' lives for the good, for the bad. So make sure, guys, that whatever you're saying, whatever you're doing, it's a true impact to others, a true impact to your loved ones, a true impact to your team members, a true impact to the youth, to the athletes, a true impact to someone like walking through the airport. You never know what you can say that can make a person's day, even walking through the airport. You never know. I remember walking through the airport one time and someone was walking right by me. They never said nothing. They just kept walking back and forth, back and forth. And I'm asking myself, do I say something? Or I just let them just do whatever they're doing? You know what? I decided to use my gift that God gave me, the gift to gab, the gift to talk, the gift to speak, the gift to preach. So I said to the young lady, hello, how you doing? My name is Lo Wood, and I know this is going to be a great day. And she looked at me and said, I needed that because I was having a bad day. What? And she asked me, what make you say that to me and you don't know me? She said, most people that say that to me are looking to get my phone number, or talk to me, or have a conversation. Why did you say it? I said, I told her, a smile a day keep the doctor away. And when I see a person not smiling and I'm happy, I want to impact them with my smile so they can smile, not 2 people smiling. That smile of that word, what I said, or just saying, hello, how you doing? Today going to be a great day. That could be the word that kept her from doing something that she shouldn't have done. Anything can happen anytime, any moment. You see what's going on out there in this world. And I'm always talking about what's going on in the youth world or the world of sports. I call it low world of sports because I'm involved in so many different activities as involving athletes. And I'm seeing what's going on in the social media world. I'm seeing what's going on in the athletic world. I'm seeing what's going on in the Christian world. I see it. And I see that the priority have definitely changed. So if you sit back right now and ask yourself, what is the priority in your kid's life? What is the priority in your child's life? Ask yourself that, what is the priority? The possibility is endless for our youth, kids. And that's my motivation word for the day. The possibilities are endless. No matter what changes or what going on, there's still possibilities that can help impact others or help you impact your own life. So many possibilities. They're endless. They're out there. But how you take advantage of these possibilities is the key. Are you around the right people that help you take advantage of the endless possibilities? Here's what my grandmother always say. If you want to know your future, show me your friends. If you want to know your habits, show me your friends. You want me to know what you're going to become, show me your friends. Them 3 things right there has stuck with me forever. And it's true enough. When I hung out with just athletes, I was successful on the field. When I hung out with non-athletes, I wasn't successful on the field. When I hung out with the wrong type of guys, I got in trouble. I did things I never thought I would do. I went against everything I said I wasn't going to do because it was who I was hanging with. And I seen it. And the thing about it is, when you hang with good people or people that want what you want, it's funny how success is there. Endless possibilities. But when I start hanging with the ones that doing what I don't really do and don't want to do, but I still hung with them anyway, it was funny how my life spiraled down right to the trash can, I call it. Right to the bottom of the trash can. And every time I try to get out of that trash can, they pull me back. My grandma always say, you want to see who a cancer in the group? Get in a bucket of crabs and try to get out. What happens? Every time you try to get out, another crab claw grab you, pulling you down. He tried to get out, a crab claw pulling him down. Another crab claw. So crabs never get out the bucket. Cause another crab always pulling them down. Who's pulling you down? Who's putting our athletes down? You see the trend. You see the change. Things are changing. Are they going to get an opportunity to take advantage of the endless possibility that God gave them? Are they going to be able to take the talent, the God gift of talent, and use it in the right manner? Are they going to be able to take their brain and apply it and to create, to invent something that will change the world? Are they? Or are they going to allow others to stop their endless possibilities? I'm going to flip the script right now, and I'm going to go back it up a little bit because I'm seeing so many changes out there, and I want the kids to understand that in order to take advantage of endless possibility, you have to go through a journey. And not a mile, not an inch, not a mile, not a half a mile. I'm talking about a journey. I'm talking about roads and roads. I'm like taking a road trip to Washington, a road trip to California, a road trip to Oregon. That's a journey in a car. You can't just drive straight there without stopping and pulling over and stopping in different states. If I'm driving 4, 5, 6 hours, 10 hours, I might end up in New Orleans. Now I get a chance to see what's going on in New Orleans. That's why people take road trips. Because they want to see a lot of things that they can take off their bucket list. Or they want that, when all said and done, they went on a great journey until they got where they was going and they get back where they came from. So my journey driving down the road and landing in New Orleans, I enjoy, the French Quarter and all the historic things in New Orleans. Or I can keep driving through there and hit Texas. Now I'm going to stay over in Texas because I got to take another break when I get there. I get to see the Dallas Cowboys or the stadium, part of the journey. I keep bending up that road, keep going, depending on which way I go. Where I'm going to end up at? Am I going to end up Midwest? Am I going to end up even further out? Am I going to hit Las Vegas? I'm going to go to all the Vegas and all the shows. Or I'm going to hit Midwest and hit up to Branson, Missouri and go to that area. Or I'm going to keep going the opposite way and get back over the state and hit to California. See all the stars and the big houses and all the hype. The journey. Then I got to come back home. Do I come back home a whole different way? Huh? Do I bend that right and head up that way and I come back down? Well, I got to come down through, let's say we're coming through Alabama and head up through Atlanta, Georgia, and come back down through and hit back to Florida. The journey. What journey are you on? What journey is your kids on? When I talk on the Listen to Low show, I ask you to listen with 2 ears, 1 mouth. Because my show is all based on coaching, mentoring, training, and all focused on youth kids. I don't even train adults. I can say I think I coach adults. I think I mentor adults because when I'm doing my camps or I'm doing my training, the parents are sitting right there and they're hearing the words that are coming out of my mouth. They say, man, they're impacted. I remember doing a camp up in Baltimore, Maryland, and as I got to doing the speech, I would talk about the 1,000-step journey. And telling the kids that, you take 100 steps or 200 steps, that's not enough step to get to the journey of what you're trying to get to. And the parents started listening to me and she came and say, listen, I'm going to try that 1,000-step journey at my job. I'm trying to get somewhere. I'm thinking I want to get there in 100 step or 200 step. You just told the kid, don't stop looking for instant gratification. Stop trying to go on a shortcut. Right? Let's go. Let's start going. They kids are too busy want to go through the least path of resistance. They don't want to feel the pain. They don't want to hurt. They don't want to go through adversity that make them stronger. And she's talked about that she's going to apply with her job. So maybe I do coach parents. Maybe I do coach adults. Maybe I do mentor. Why? Because you never know which way that you are going to be preaching. You never which way you are going to be impacting others. The journey. 1,000-step journey is my wish for you. I ain't gonna say my wish for you, my task. I'm gonna give you a task. Go 1,000 steps to get where you want to go. If you have that step to success, then what's that journey look like? I remember going to my job at Westgate Resort in 2004. I started in the dayline side. I was doing sales. Didn't know what I was doing. Didn't want to wear a suit and tie. Didn't even have a suit and tie. I had to borrow a suit and tie. Didn't know how to tie a tie. Had to get the guy from the store I went to, or my boy who I got the suit from, to help me. I had to go to the men's closet to buy a tie to match the suit he gave me. They taught me, Danny and Sammy taught me how to run a tie. Here I am, 30-something years old. What are we doing? You know what? 2004, that journey began for me. In 6 months, adversity hit. They said, Lo, there's no possibility for you here right now. We got to let you go. I said, we got to do something. I got to have a job. What we want to do? They said, well, you go work at this smaller resort. I said, okay. How much that pay? Oh, $60 a day. I said, how come I feed my family like that? I said, got to be something else. Let me pursue a different a path. Because and then they looked at me and said, now you do got potential, and I like that you came back with that request. So we're going to move you to what they call the in-house department. So I said, okay, fine. But here's the thing about it. In 2 weeks, the in-house class start. So I said, what I'm going to do for 2 weeks? They said, we'll let you stay. We'll give you some tours that probably not going to buy. We're going to give you some tours that are probably not going to buy. Challenge. There's that challenge. So I said, okay, no problem. They challenged me. Do you know in 2 weeks, they gave me 11 families. Half wasn't qualified. I sold 4 of the families a contract. Sold 3 of them a rental contract. 7 out of 4. They come back to me and say, Lo, we want you to stay. Don't go to in-house. No. Because I felt like, yeah, they gave me a chance. Or did they really give me a chance? So I said, no, I'm not going to do it. So I end up going to the in-house department, right? Now it's 2005. I walk over there. They let me get comfortable. So now it's all about being comfortable. See, when you're on that journey and you driving that car and you going to California, you going to Washington, you going to Oregon, guess what? You're not going to drive there in a full suit and tie. You'll be what? Uncomfortable. So they let me be comfortable. Shorts, shirt, tennis shoes, hat. Sign me up. Sure enough, less than 2 weeks, I done knocked out some sales. In less than 8 months, I'm one of the top writers in the company. In less than a year, I'm basically the rookie of the year. I hit them with the sales, top sale. Now I'm in $1 million club. The journey. But that wasn't enough for me. Stuff to success. Because also, while you're in that journey, you have to make sure your journey lines up with your life. Because some people can get consumed with that money, because they see the money, they're doing great, and they forget about the most important thing, after faith, family. The money can't be more than faith. Family can't be more than faith. Faith, family. So I instantly knew I had to make a change, because it took me away from my family. Then I had to work on Sunday, so that was tough. So I said, let me change up. I changed it up. Went into the training department where I'm off on Saturday and Sunday. Faith. Saturday, football games. track meet, cheerleading, sports with the kids, family time. It was on point. Perfect schedule. Did that schedule for 16 years. Invented so many programs. Became a senior trainer. Auto Award, American Resort Development Association, #1 in-house sales training. All these awards. The journey wasn't over. Because that wasn't the ultimate goal, just to be a trainer so I can go to church or be off on weekend. The ultimate goal was to continue to do the third one: faith, family, career. Now it's starting to happen. The favor starts setting on me now, because I made the decision to shut down one department, make all this money to put faith and family inside. And know what happened? By doing that, the career even got better. Because now I'm a senior trainer. Now I got priority. Now I get 5 weeks of vacation. All the great things 18 years later. Look at the journey. Look at the journey 18 years later. What's your journey? What journey are you on? And when you're going through that journey, what's the sequence? What's the purpose? What's the end game? Because you never know who's watching you. You never know who's watching what you're doing. But I know who was watching: the kids. My kids watching. They're watching their father get up every single morning to go to work. They're not in my household. They call me, "Daddy, what you doing?" They know I'm going to work. When I get off work, I might put them up to go to practice in a truck. They know I'm going to work. They see it. They see it every day. So there's no excuse saying that I don't want to work, because my parents didn't work, because I work every day since 3rd grade, working. So that's the key. So while you're going through that journey, there's others going through the journey with you, because you never know who's watching. But you know them kids watching. And I see it right there. So that journey continue. 18 years later, adversity hits. Adversity hit. And now the journey about to end. Was I happy if it ended? I was okay. Had a successful career. 18 years. But remember though, the possibility is still endless when you're with a company and you were so successful and you did great things at the company. Sure enough, another opportunity came up. I went there, learned development, did that for a year and a half. Helping impacting others besides one department. Now I'm impacting every department, entire resort. Amazing. Then another opportunity came to be an ambassador. I was sitting up saying to myself, like, wow, I thought a 1,000-step journey would be over after so many years. I didn't think that journey would go all the way for 21 years. And by going through that journey, it's allowed me to be a coach, mentor, and a trainer, not only at my place of work, but outside of place of work. By putting faith and family first, allowed me to have a career. And by having faith, family, career, allowed me to impact others outside of, to help others pursue their journey. Because the journeys are endless possibilities. There's endless possibilities when you're putting faith first. Family. It's very important. Just talking to the youth athletes now, I want to turn the tides a little bit, because I'm seeing that have changed in the youth world, because we're putting the athletes and the parents and the coaches and all the coaches, they're putting man first. It's not about the kids no more, about them. It's about the man. That's what it's about. His ego. Why are these coaches out here, just doing what they're doing and what they carry on and act on social medias and having football games in June and what they're doing, they're doing sports year round, hitting and concussions, and it just makes no sense. But at the same time, when you put man before faith, that's what you get. And then you're taking the kids every weekend, go, 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 all over the place. Now you're losing family. Because both of them probably can't go. Mom go, dad can't go, too expensive, can't afford it. There you go. Now you with the coach. Now the coach with your kid more than you with the kid. Now they listen to the coach, they listen to the kid. That haven't changed. Now the family. So now you don't change the family. It's now they went to man, and then it went to the sport first. And then maybe the family, and then, but where's the faith there? See, it's uneven, it's unbalanced now. So now them endless possibilities are not so much endless anymore because you don't put the priority in the wrong area. That's the key. So no matter what you do and how you do it, there's still a priority that you must go by when you want to take advantage of the endless possibility and you want to reach your journey. You want to have your journey to be exactly what you set it out to be and not let no one else stop you from getting to that journey, reaching that journey. The 1,000-step journey. Ask your kids, and coach, ask your athlete, but parent, ask your kid, what journey are you on? Is your journey, it's the same journey I want for you? Parents, if a kid have a journey and a path he's trying to get to, you have to be on the same path. Y'all have to have the same mindset and the same focus on that journey. Your expectation, his expectation, her expectation must be the same expectation. Marinate on that for a moment. If y'all ain't got the same expectation, something ain't gonna work. So you got to sit down and ask your kid tonight, hey, are we on the same page here? I never forget, I asked my daughter every year, do you want to play in the Olympics for volleyball? Do you want to play in the Olympics? Do you want to play in the Olympics? She said, yes, 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 yes. All of a sudden, a lot of adversity came up. 16 years old, you still want to play? She said, yes. Go to college. First year, great. Second year, great. Third year, ooh, tough. Still want to play in the Olympics? Uh-oh. Time to change. See, if they start losing faith and they start not responding right with the family, all of a sudden they start putting priorities different. So now I'm like, okay, what are we talking about here? So if I can go, I can go. If not, then I want to pursue my career in nursing or pediatrician, I'm sorry. So now, okay, all right, I see it. So that's my son. Do you have the dream of playing NFL? He said, no, I don't want to play football, go to college, get a degree, move on, have me a career. See, we had I was on the same page. This is where the school he at, the opportunity, the possibility is very small. So football is secondary in his life. But her was Olympic because she's good at it. It was rolling. But things have changed to make that journey starting to change. But because inside of that journey, it was to be a successful pediatrician, a successful businessman. It was still in that journey. So as long as they can reach that ultimate journey and reach the ultimate goal in the right order, the journey of success. What's your journey? Is your journey the same as his or her journey? Are we all on the same page? Are we moving in the right direction? Look what's going on now. The money is overpowering the sport. It's not football no more. It's money ball. It's not student athlete. It's athlete student. The athlete make the decision where he's going to play for this school and then he go to school. What are we doing? All they have changed now. So that the case is we have to make sure that we continue putting in their head that one day that sport is over. One day that is no longer. And then if you do get the money, do you know how to manage it? Oprah Winfrey said Bill Cosby told her, never be too big or too busy to write your own checks. Never be too big, too busy to know how to run the business, how to sit down with the corporate department, how to go in the bank and sit down with the bank and negotiate, how to sit down with their financial advisors, the producers, the producer. You got to be able to know how to go and sit down with them, how to take your money, know which way to go. Do I go stocks? Do I go CDs? Do I go money market? How you learn? Here I am, stock for sure. I never forget, guy. 15 years ago, I have my business, I have a salon, I have a training company, and I was working at Westgate Resort. And when time to do the taxes, I did my W-2 first. I did my taxes, and everything was good. I'm all set. I'm a trainer, made money, everything was great. Then I get a letter saying, hey, you need to file your tax for your business. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm driving down the road looking for somebody. I say I couldn't do it. I didn't know how to do it. My mom didn't know how to do it. So I went down the road, and I see the thing say accountant. I said, let me just go in here. I pull inside, talk to the guy, say, hey, you know, they said I need to do my tax for my business. Can you help me? He said, sure. I said, how much does this normally cost? He said, anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500. I walked out the door because I'm thinking, hey, I just did tax online turbo for $100, $200. Now you want me to give you $1,500, $2,000? Not thinking that that's how it goes when you have a job and have a business. So I said, okay, I came back. I said, okay, let's just do it. He said, well, did you file your W-2 yet? I said, yes. He said, you can't do that. You have to file your business tax before you file your W-2. I said, wow. So now here he got to revamp that, apply for a late filing, do all the business. Now he gave me this paper saying I need all of this before I can file them. I'm like, whew. So I said, okay. I went and found all that, turned it in. He came back. He said, you owe him $5,000. I said, wait, for what? I mean, I write it off. I write this off. They said, you just write everything off. No, you made a profit. You made money. The problem is you made money. So this money here had to go to your W-2. Now they made you high up in the W-2 bracket, and now you got to pay taxes. I learned my lesson. Now I know if I do anything else, I do my homework, do my research, go learn, understand how it works before I start doing anything. That's what I mean right there. These are things that we're not educating our athletes on. That's why that's why you see me wearing influence counsel. They have to get counsel now. They have to get someone that definitely going to help them because it's too hard at them. Somebody got to negotiate for you. Kids don't know how to negotiate. Someone want to get their mama. My mama going to negotiate. My daddy going to negotiate. Your mama work at Walmart. Your daddy is a fireman. How in the heck you going to negotiate some contracts? I'm not keeping it. I throwing it out there. Your mama can be a nurse. Your mama can be a doctor. But they're not a lawyer. They don't know how to write contracts. So now we got to hire the right person so things don't go wrong. People complain about Nico or the quarterback from Tennessee. Well, the school made a promise, or maybe they had a contract, but the NIL, the lawyer, the agent went and say, y'all didn't buy by y'all contract, so either do it or we gone. Well, they say they parted ways. See you later. So no, a kid that don't have a lawyer or have a NIL or influencer or whatever case might be, then guess what? They're gonna get lost in the shuffle. They're not getting the money. Like the kid that went to Florida Gators, he ain't left because they promised his money. They didn't give it to him. Well, he can't do nothing about it. Guess why? He don't have nobody representing him. So all this matter. So we got to teach and educate our kids. Don't just look at the money first, the instant gratification. Well, I can take care of everybody. I can do everything. Because that money go fast. For me, I'm keeping it real. That money is fast money. They're like street money. It goes to your hand too fast. And then you want the money, but you didn't prove yourself yet. In high school, you prove yourself. But that's a whole story when you get to college. So we give them the money before they do the job. I think that's a problem. Do their job, get the money. Have stipulation with it. That's just my thought process. A friend of mine today was telling me that they had one of her cousins' dad died, so they gave her $2 million 12 years ago. To this very day, she's broke. She said she's spending on her friend, going out, partying. No one educated her. She's up in the hood. I didn't know. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. If somebody give you $2 million, there's no excuse. Everybody's scared. They're going to try to take it. They're going to try to take it. It got to be some way you can educate yourself on how to do it. I can go Google right now and say, I got $2 million, looking for the safest way, no risk. They always have money coming in for the rest of my life. I guarantee it'll pop up right now. We have to continue working. We have to continue to impacting. We have to continue educating, coaching, training, mentor our youth athletes, because it's going to happen. Y'all see what's going on out there. All of you athletes, they're doing things that they even more and more and more bad things that's hurting them and that's hurting everyone. We already got kids now that don't have opportunity because of the NIL, the transfer portal, and coaches just so egotistic and got their egos in front of them, and they just don't care. It's business. Moneyball versus football, or moneyball versus volleyball, soccer, any sport, but mainly football, because that's the money. That's the money sport. That's why they give 100 scholarships. Got to educate them. We have to let them know that there are so many areas, guys, out there that we got to be ready to go. I was reading this passage the other day, right? I was reading this passage. It says there are many areas that can be used to impact others for the Lord, whether through social media or technology or face-to-face interactions. Because God has made each person unique, you don't have to do it someone else's way. God has sent you into the world to impact others. Wherever you are, in whatever way fits you best. I'm going to read that again. That was awesome right there. It said, God has sent you into the world to impact others. Wherever you are, in whatever way fits you best. That's the focus point right there. So if you can impact others, our youth, our athletes, do it. No matter which way you can, whether through social media, technology, and that's why I'm always on the technology, social media, pushing and impacting, so someone can hear it. They just take one thing from the Listen to Low show, it'll be great. The uncommon key says this: think creatively as you look for ways you can impact the world for God. It may be using non-traditional platforms, or sometimes not, but don't stop exploring possibilities. And you'll listen low on the Listen to Low show. Brought to you by Sweet Fire Production, Excel Speed Training sponsor, MindCard now sponsor, also Ramp Up Recruiting Bands, and Shock Doctor. Like us, subscribe, and share at Camp King 12, Camp with a K. And we'll see you next week. You're listening to Low on Listen to Low Show, YouTube, live, Monday, 7 p.m.